There we go. Okay, so now it's being recorded. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. There we go. So you guys should be able to see my screen now. All right, there we go. Okay. So I would like to start before I go into Pictavo. I just want to do a little bit of housekeeping and show you guys our Yearbook Life customer page. So if you go to yearbooklife.com and you click on already a customer, you're going to have the option to go to Pictavo or YB Live, which is our other software. And of course, we're Pictavo users, so we're going to enter there, and you will see some great information, technical support information, training, one-on-one webinars can be done through, our training calendar can be accessed through here. The news you can use and downloadable forms. I always like to point that one out because this one is got, especially for administrators, it has a lot of great information. You can find our design guides here. If you are the admin of the book, you will find all kinds of information here. If you are utilizing our Buy the Yearbook storefront, you will see all of the flyers here. And depending on what feature you're offering, we have individualized flyers to share with parents. We have how-to videos and all this good stuff. You can feel free to go through. Going back over here to our main page, we also have the, whoops, I scrolled too far. Okay, the Pictavo, use the Pictavo Buy the Yearbook information, our marketing tools page. It's got a link to our shop that you can purchase any one of our marketing tools like flyers and posters. It also has information like email templates or these signs that you can download and use in your emails just so you have a more eye-catching kind of email. It talks about our marketing assistant program, which is where we email your parents, excuse me, and encourage them to buy yearbooks or recognition ads, depending on what you're selling. So come check that out and you will see all that information there. And lastly, we have also our webinar schedule right here. And that will list all the webinars that we're having throughout the year by date, and of course we have the topic, and then this is where you can refer to once it's uploaded to our YouTube channel. We will also link it here as well, and you can watch the recording, and you can also sign up ahead of time. All right, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and go to our Pictavo dashboard. All right, so you are probably already familiar with a login screen right here, or not the login screen, the screen that you jump into once you log into the book. The book is split into 3 different sections. The Build My Book, which is where you would be designing your yearbook. The Manage My Book is where you would do what we're going to be working on today, which is adding users. You can also update your portrait information and manage your calendar through here. This is geared for admins of the yearbook, only for yearbook advisors. Users of the book will not be able to access this. And then we have the Sell My Yearbook option, and this is where you can manage your sales if you are using the online storefront. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the Advisor Center under Manage My Book. And we're going to go here on the menu on the left-hand side and go to Users, because that's what we're going to be doing. This is where we'll be adding our team. To add groups. So actually, let me start with single people. If we're adding a new user, we're going to go ahead and click here. When we hover over it, it will tell us new user. And then we can put in the new user's email address. I'm just going to go ahead and use one of these. And then you will create their password. And we'll share it with them. And then you're going to click on Next. And then it's going to ask you what permissions you want that user to have. So if you want them to have all of permissions underneath the image organization tab, you can go ahead and check that on. You can deselect any of the ones that you don't need them to have access to. You can select them individually like so. And when you have that all set up, you can go ahead and click on next. And now you can give them access to certain pages. And of course, the outside cover. If you want them to be able to design the outside cover, you would go ahead and check that on. You can do a range of pages, let's say 1 through 20. You can select them individually, select them all, deselect any of the ones that you don't need. All of the users will be able to view all of the pages, but they will only be able to design in the pages that you give them access to. All right, so once you have that, you can go ahead and click on save, and then it will save that user. If you ever need to go back to and make any changes, let's say you needed to change their password, you can just select the user that you want to make changes to right here under the little check mark. And then we're going to click on the edit pencil that you see right here. And this is going to walk you through the steps again. So if you need to make any changes, you can go ahead and do that there and then save at the end. All right. Now, a lot of times, especially if you're creating a classroom, you might have users that all have the same permissions. And to save you some time, you can create groups that all have the same permissions. That way you can just assign pages to those specific users. You don't have to worry about the permissions as far as tasks that they need to complete. And to set up groups, you're going to go here to new group. And then you're going to give it a group name. So I'm just going to use photos. And then you can set up the permissions. So since this is a photo group, I'm going to go ahead and let them upload images. I don't want them to have permission to delete them. And I don't want them downloading. They can create folders and maybe update the images. And that's about it. That's what I want to give my users for photos. If you have already set up users, you can assign them down here under user assignment. All you have to do is, you can select it, and then click the little arrow to move them as available users in this specific group. And then you're going to click on save, and that's going to save your changes for you. And now we have here photos, and then we have James Stauffer as our user here. Okay, so we can go ahead and make any changes. And like I said, if you need to make any edits on the user's permissions, you can just select the little check mark and then make any changes by clicking the little edit pencil. All right, and that's it. That's all there is to users. Now you can go ahead and set up your team. If you guys have any questions, please type them up on the chat. I know we don't have very many people, so if you want to just unmute yourself, that's fine too. And just ask away. Any questions? Okay, so no questions. If you come up with anything later, you have any questions at all, always feel free to email or contact us. If you click over here in your little profile person, you will see our support number right there. And you will see the 800 number and the email address. And then of course, there's also the help menu. And if we click on Pictavo help, we can do a keyword search for whatever we're doing. We're trying to need whatever we need help with. Let's try users and groups and see what that comes up with. Okay, account and user management. All right, so then here it will give you step-by-step instructions on how to do just that. Okay, so keep that in mind too. I love our help menu because it's got pictures. I'm visual, so I like to see what I am supposed to be looking for, what icons and so forth. So I find it very helpful. A lot of times when we get questions emailed, I will look it up on the help menu and send the link straight to it because I find it that's just so comprehensive. All right. So if you guys have nothing else, no questions for me, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. All right. Like I said, if you come up with anything later, please feel free to reach out. You guys have a great day.